Don't you just hate it when a demon sword from outside space crashes down to disrupt your meditation? Me too. And my name's James.
I'm Nicole.
And this is Mostly Speaking Sentai. Oh, guys, it's a winter wonderland this morning outside. Oh, man, my co-host really fudged herself, not waking up at 6 a.m. like I do every morning, and immediately after doing nefarious things on the internet, what I am currently doing is I'm going on Twitter and I'm just saying SpaceX is giving free rides to whoever the fudge wants it. And then Elon's like, oh, fudge, man. And I'm saying, oh, baby, PayPal is giving free money to whoever asks for it. Oh, fudge, man. Tesla, oh my God. They're God now, so they're not even asking for money. They're just handing out whatever they want. Healthcare, food, electric cars. That's the nefarious things I'm doing. Yazoo! I'm not doing anything illegal, just morally gray. Deal with it. But I was Winter Wonderland this morning because it's the first snowfall of the eve, and it looked so beautiful. It made me want to snuggle up and watch all them Christmas episodes. I think there's only 2 of Step by Step. Oh, baby, it's so good. Step by step, day by day, fresh start over, different hand to play. That intro lies to everyone. You want to know why? Oh, Port Washington, Wisconsin. I looked that up. I was like, what? What freaky amusement park is here? It's clearly on Lake Michigan. No, it's just Mega Mountain or whatever in Ding Dang, California. It lied to me, and I'm pissed. I wanted to maybe retire in this town by the port side while also drinking a hot cup of Joe.
You know what town does have an amusement park?
If you say our hometown.
That's by the lake.
Shut up. Deer Park, more like Deer Sharks, okay? That place can get bent, get wrecked, and jump back up its mother.
Okay.
I hate it. My queen, my co-host, Nicole, the Bricks, Jakis.
Yes.
I was just introducing you again.
Oh, okay.
But casually, let's introduce another co-host of mine. You know him from Sweet Child of Time, and it's going to rhyme every time I sing. It's Steven Barnes, Introvoid.
Hello. Thanks for having me, y'all. You got snow in Chicago? That's crazy.
I mean, it's not. It's November. We're on the lake, that winter effect snow. Lake effect.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, that must be a rare sight for you guys to wake up to snow up there.
Oh, okay. You're being sarcastic. I was like, wait, no, I just told you it's not rare.
You ever heard of the polar vortex?
Damn, that was cool. I loved the polar vortex. And I know I'm privileged to say that.
Take me back to those polar vortex days. I was working outdoors that whole time. I loved it.
Working on water stuff?
Working on frozen water stuff, yes.
Oh.
Thawing everybody's water lines out.
Yeah, he works in water. Nicole, do you have any H2O questions for him?
No.
Why not H3O?
That's what I'm saying. We could get like an extra hydrogen in there. We could have a super water.
Yeah.
I was telling my boss about this about a month ago, as a matter of fact. I was wanting some H3O, and he reminded me that there is kind of already such a thing, and it's called like hydrogen peroxide, but whatever.
Boo. Tell him to get bent.
Hydrogen peroxide, a.k.a. super water.
Yeah. It's water that disinfects.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a dog spit. Is dog spit H3O?
H3D, it's my opinion.
Okay, because it's the Mighty Ducks, Mighty Dogs.
I'm just thinking it gets on all of your senses, and it's disgusting.
Oh, okay. I don't have a dog, never have, never will. So I did not.
Wow, rude.
We're never getting a dog.
Rude.
Ew. If you wanted a dog, that might be That would be a very serious, stern conversation that I'd have to be like, no, just get another. I would so much you need to be serious if you ever ask, like, hey, I want a dog. Don't just use this as an excuse. Please. If you were to say that, I'd be like, let's just get another cat. Speaking of.
One more cat.
No.
You're the one that says you want another one.
Okay.
And I say no.
Well.
Are y'all hearing this? You definitely don't want a dog because my dog is barking in the background right now, ruining the record.
Ooh, no, we're not hearing it.
I cannot hear it.
But that's probably Discord doing its work. And then I will have to do my work when you send me your file.
Yeah.
Good luck.
The Adobe Audition dynamic processor will do its work. Fingy cross. So we were watching Step by Step last night, as I like to do, as I have to twist Nicole's arm to do. This isn't me getting stoned. This is just a sleep aid I take a little bit before bed. And it was starting to hit, and we were watching Step by Step. I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah. And I look at Nicole, and I look at Socks, I look at Butter, and I go, Nicole, we need 4 more cats so we can live that step-by-step life, and Sean will live in our driveway to be our Cody.
We name all of the cats after the characters.
4 more cats. 4 more cats.
Who. Yeah, but I don't want any of the dudes to be named because I would love this show even more if it was just the women characters because all the men besides Cody are fucking dweebs. I am only on season 2, so maybe
I don't know, that bit with the kid screaming in terror from the dog was very funny.
Yeah, but he's still a dweeb. That's why he's screaming from the dog.
Yeah.
That dog had that dick, too.
Wow.
You could see it in profile.
I mean, most male dogs have that.
Yeah. It could have been a female dog. We don't know. But we knew that dog had that dick.
Yeah,
No
his name
treble.
was like Mr. Fritz.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Fritz, played by, I think it was just like Tyler was
Chris.
Chris. Chris as Mr. Fritz.
Well, that's like my cat, Melissa. So if she starred somewhere, it'd be like Melissa as
Garfield.
Tabby Garfield. Yeah, she's orange.
Normal.
Fluffy.
Why not
She
normal?
could be a normal. She's tiny. She's adorable. She's got those big eyes, and she does have like a hidden attitude. So she could play normal.
Has she ever been shipped to Abu Dhabi?
Every day.
Whoa, that's expensive.
It is. It's getting too expensive to keep it up. We're going to stop next week.
You got to start sending to Abu Dhabi, Las Vegas.
That exists?
No, it would just be something you would see there. People always say, hey, you want to see the Eiffel Tower? Just go to Las Vegas.
I think that's the last place I will visit on Earth, I believe. If I have a checklist, that would be at the very bottom of the checklist.
For real? Vegas is dope.
Okay. You've been there?
Yeah.
So you can attest to the dopeness.
Yeah, I don't gamble, I don't drink, still enjoyed it.
I'm the same. The only thing that looked appealing to me was that there was a water slide that goes through an aquarium. So you can, like, as you're water sliding, you can, like, wave to the dolphins as you go by. And that looks cool.
Hell yeah.
No,
I think, wait a second.
that's terrifying.
Children are doing it. Come on.
Yeah, children are fearless. And also,
Children also love Finding Nemo.
yeah. Oh, and Finding Nemo is one of the most terrifying movies, unintentional, that I've ever seen.
Yeah, not a fan.
Same. But the thing about that is also children love licking telephones.
True.
They're always going, they're like, ring, ring. No, lick, lick.
They love just eating hair off the floor.
I found out one of my children has drinking multiple cans of that Mountain Dew flavor. Like, what is it? The Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
He doesn't like it, but he drinks it. What the fuck?
Okay, you have 2 children.
Older one, the adult child.
You just said one of my children, but when you give pronouns, we know which one you're talking about.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's Caleb. Caleb drinks this.
Well, I wouldn't say every day, but like I heard about it for the first time today and immediately Googled it to see if it was real. It was. Immediately texted him and found out it's an old hat. It's been around for a while, and he's already over it already.
Okay.
And you told him, you said, I failed as a father.
Again, every day. I text him first thing in the morning, remind him every day. I failed you, Caleb.
Damn.
How's the failure feeling?
My dad needs to get his shit together because he doesn't text me at all. He should be sending I failed him, but no. Can't even be bothered to do that.
Wow. After you just complimented him so much
When?
on After Dark.
Oh, yes. So, hey, guys, mostly speaking Sentai After Dark. I give my dad many compliments for not just the way he raised me, but how he was so compassionate to all of my siblings.
Yeah, as he should be.
Take that, Dad.
Mm-hmm. Are you a compassionate father?
Absolutely. I mean, I guess I could make a joke here, but I'll go for sincerity. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know how to back that up other than just to say, yes, James, I have much compassion and empathy. I was raised a certain way, so I have raised my children in a certain way so they can avoid some of the pitfalls that I have faced.
Hell yeah.
This is interesting. We talked about one child, the he. Then I have another child that refers to herself as she, her. Today, she went for a job interview. Today, she secured that job.
Hell yeah.
At a secondhand clothing store.
Woo!
This is why I bring this up, though. She has to do 5 days of non-paid training to see if it's going to work. So that's what I'm saying, too. If it's a deal like where they're going to pay her if she takes the job, pay her for those back 5 hours, then maybe. But I don't know the details yet. All I know is from the text that she got the job and that she is doing 5 days of follow training.
Yeah, hopefully it is the backlogged training. Is it a corporation? A chain?
No, it's like a local second. It's like Goodwill, except for like only the good shit, only the shit that like people will actually buy.
Yeah.
So they're pretty picky about what they take.
Do you think they would take my Yogi Bear collection?
They might take 1 or 2. They have a very tiny toy section with only like the most pristine, like best stuff you can have. Most of it's clothes, like designer clothes.
Well, I'm going to say even one Yogi Bear is a pretty big Yogi Bear, okay?
They would take...
He's larger than life.
The clothes you guys are wearing right now, though, they would fit right in.
Okay.
They'd give you like $3 for that Kirby shirt, and they'd probably turn around and sell it for $15. And they'd give Nicole, I can't tell which t-shirt she's wearing, but that flannel, probably give her like $2, and they'd sell it for like $10.
This is a nice flat. Look at the fleece lining.
Oh, it's fleece?
Yes.
Well, that adds a little bit to it. I was going to say your hat would probably, that would be like on the front shelf. And no, beanies, like flat rim baseball hats, they're up there. Cowboy hats, they got all the nice stuff.
What about a Dr. Pepper employee hat?
If you donate one, they will have it.
No, I'm just saying, how much would they give it to me? I have one.
Oof. I'm terrible at guessing prices, as we just saw. That I'm terrible at pricing Nicole's shirt, so I'm not going to try to price anything else at this point.
Okay. What about a guitar lick from you? What are you going to price that at?
Let's see. 1,000 streams is $30.
It is not.
I don't know.
1,000 streams, I think, is $3.
Okay, so 1,000. I'll sell 1,000 licks for $3 then.
It might actually be 30 cents.
No, 300 streams equals $1. I do know that. So 1,000 streams would be, like you said, roughly $3.50, something like that, $3.66.
All right.
So
guys.
that's how much I would sell my licks for. I mean, nobody likes them anyway.
Yes, they do. You're blowing up on TikTok.
I am. I'm blown, dude.
People are
the music
begging
actually
you to
is not
lick
going
them.
so great, but I'm sorry.
Actually, I'm fine with Steve doing that to Nicole. He was talking.
Sorry.
Well, I hate to interrupt anyone, so I'm just going to shut my mouth. What'd you say, Nicole?
Oh, it was not important. It was a joke.
Me neither. Nothing I say is important either. Hell yeah.
I was just saying that people were begging you to lick them.
Well, will you please inform me of who these people are, because they're hiding from me.
It's all over the internet, man. You know?
Yes.
Reddit. Secret Reddits.
Ooh, yeah, I like that underground, the dark Reddit. That's where I'm at.
The ghost of Dave Brocky, he's trying to lick you.
Yeah, buddy.
Speaking of which, ooh, baby, you like GWAR? You're gonna like this episode of Fiveman.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching that sword. I was like, that is something that would be on stage at a GWAR show.
So today we are discussing episode 40 of Fiveman, entitled A Boy's Demonic Sword. And quick rundown, a sword comes raining from the sky. Billion takes it, gives it to a child. This child says, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then, with lenses of modern day, very fucked up scene. And then this child loses the sword because of the heart of the cards. And then Billion says, I'm jacked now. But he loses in the end. Fiveman.
The end, man. Jesus, that's right. You forgot the part where he said he was going to sell his soul to the devil. I want to start right there because that was a Billion line that I loved.
Oh, that's at the end.
The end.
I give a quick recap and then we go note by note.
I thought that was your recap and that was our notes, and that's our episode of Mostly Speaking Sentai.
It's not even 19 minutes in the recording. That's not an episode of Mostly Speaking Sentai. We meander for 18 and then kind of talk about it for 30 and then we're done.
I don't even know what time zone we're in, so yeah, I'm following your lead.
We are currently in that one that is a 30.
Central Standard Time.
Well, no, the one that's a half a time zone. On the other side of the earth?
Okay.
That's the one I want to be in. We're unique that way. So it starts out with Gaku teaching kendo to a bunch of children. Why? Who knows? And to teach them the heart of the cards, of course. You stupid asses listening. There's this kid who beats up this child. He falls on the ground, this other child. And then, I'll just say his name, Manabu, goes, I'm gonna fuck you up real good. I'm a spider monkey. And just keeps hitting this child until Gaku's like, hey, stop it. That's not the way to go. And we find out kind of why he's doing this. Nicole has been a little critical of Fiveman recently, of not really diving into backstories of characters. Generally, we would find out a concrete reason, not just I need to become strong quickly. In previous episodes, I think we've seen a child be like, I need to become strong quickly to do this. And this child, I think, based on this flashback, wants to become strong to protect their dad from street ruffians.
One of them said, maybe it was Kazumi, said that Gaku saved parents and a child from hooligans.
Okay.
But they didn't say it was that child, but then they had the flashback and I was like, oh, okay, it's that same kid.
And that's why he wants to become strong quick, just so he can protect himself or protect his dad.
Both.
And also because their names are spelled the same way. That came up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, if the child is protecting the dad, I'm sorry, Dad, you're the one who failed your child.
Ooh.
I can't help being a wimp. I'm a wimpy dad. I can't help it. I didn't like the way that that Manabu, he smacked that kid while he was down. He was not only trying to be the toughest, but the worst sport in the world.
No, that's good sportsmanship. It's not just to destroy your opponent, but to snuff them out completely, both life-wise and morally.
Spirit.
And spirit. Or embarrassment.
Yeah.
They can never come back at you.
Yeah. The memory of this child needs to be dispersed, not just their life.
Dispersed.
Do you know what the word I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bespersed, sorry. I put a duh in there instead of a buh. The English language, it's a fickle beast.
Train your heart, James.
Okay, so I train my heart the American way, okay? By pumping it full of that good cholesterol. You want a strong heart? It's a heart that really needs to push on its valves to kind of squeeze out salt and fats.
Yeah, squeeze out all the excess, get all the good stuff going through.
When I went to the doctor's last, which was probably a year and a half ago, they said to me, oh, you need to stop eating fried foods. And I was like, I haven't eaten a fried food in such a long time. And they're like, we'll set you up with a nutritionist so you'll stop eating these fried foods. And I was like, I don't eat the fried foods, guys. I think maybe bad cholesterol runs in my family.
Oh, you have bad I don't know what causes cholesterol.
Not eating Cheerios.
Yeah, eat more Cheerios, dude.
But they have too much sugar in it.
No, they don't.
Any sugar is too much sugar in my book.
Okay.
Remember 2022, no sweets shall I chew.
Dude, you're so close.
I know.
It's crazy.
And even into 2023, no eating of sweets.
For me.
Yeah. I'm not going back to sweets because I'm trying to get jacked.
Now, this is mostly speaking Sentai, so I can say this. James, what about your fabled cum gutters? Didn't the doctors see that? And doesn't that, counteract the high cholesterol? I mean, it's impossible to have cum gutters and to have high cholesterol. Those two things can't exist together.
Pretty much, when you have these cum gutters, the greasiness just flows down. It has somewhere to go. And guys, the cum gutters are in full effect. I'm still working them out so I don't even just standing still, or this would be if I'm wearing a tight t-shirt or I jump in a pool and the t-shirt becomes tight, you can see the outlines that bring you right down to my deedle.
I'm so glad I brought it up.
Uh-huh. I feel so hot that I'm like, va-va-voo. And guys, I will stop talking about my CGs because we recorded After Dark yesterday and we go into a big discussion on that, I believe, as well.
Nicole, I apologize.
But for real, I was saying to Nicole, I see a lot of my friends who I went to high school with or just people I went to high school with saying, 30 sucks. Oh, body's breaking down at 30. And
mine's been breaking down since I was 12.
Exactly, mine as well. So the things that have been bad since I was 12, or actually even earlier, when are you when you're in third grade?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, so I've had the back of an 80-year-old since I was 8. So that stuff's still bad. Actually, it's more manageable than it used to be because I'm sleeping on my back now instead of on my sides. That, I'm positive, is why my disc's got a pinched nerve and I can't unpinch it. So I, for the first time ever, at 31 years old, am hot. I can look in the mirror and be like, that's a hot dude. But I want to become not just niche hot, I want to be undeniably hot.
The kind of hot where the dudes are checking you out too, comparing themselves to you, I got a little work to do on myself here.
Yeah, I want the stovetop to have an indicator, a red light to say, stove is hot. That's undeniably hot. Unless I think we had a stove that was broken and it just always said it was hot.
That's exactly what our stove does. That little hot light is always on and it is not hot. It thinks it's hot. It's not hot.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
no.
I guess then I want to be a red surface because that's undeniably hot. That would be a better indicator.
Yeah, you don't want to have a light that's on all the time.
Yeah, because then,
It's you're not hot, but you are.
He looks hot, but then when you take the shirt off, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
I've become soft for a man, and I've become dry for a woman.
You want to become...
I want to become, guys.
What's that guy that plays Bulk or Skull?
Oh,
Jason Narvi?
Yes,
you want to be
Narvi.
Jason Narvi
God,
hot.
He's so hot. Guys, if you like Power Rangers and haven't seen Jason Narvi recently, check him out. Ooh, baby, and you will be checking him out. So this demon sword comes down. It talks it looks truly like a GWAR sword. And it's talking to Billion saying, hey, you gotta use me. And Billion is running maniacally, just laughing, running this huge sword. And this is what all children think adulthood will be.
Yeah?
Don't run with scissors. And they're like, why are you telling me not to run with scissors? when I'm an adult, I'm going to be running with as much sharp shit as I want. Did you guys watch Dexter's Laboratory?
Yeah.
Of course.
There was a PSA, and it was Dee Dee running, just like having fun running with scissors. And Dexter's like, no, don't run with scissors. You might slip. Children, don't do what Dee Dee does. Make sure you're being safe and do this safely. And instead of walking with the knife down, not the knife, I guess a scissor is two knife, he just builds her this like mech armor that she can run around in with the knives up. Knives out.
Nice.
You love Dee Dee. I know he did. He bitched about her all the time. Don't touch the button, all that crap, but he loved his sis.
Oh, of course. I think there was even episodes where he's like, I don't want her forever gone. I want her forever my sister.
And Billion, when he had that sword in his hand, I saw him cut a rock in half. Have you guys ever experienced that before? Getting to cut a rock in half, like at like a farmer's market or like a scouting event kind of thing?
No.
Crystals inside. Awesome.
Oh, I've broken ones open, but I haven't like sliced it with a sword that can talk to me.
I never have either. But I've used a rock hammer to like cut them in half, and there's usually crystals inside. Didn't know if there'd be some crystals inside there for Billion to check out. He was too busy fucking around to check out the crystals, though.
Yeah.
It's just styrofoam.
I thought you were going to say just diarrhea.
Yeah.
A sword made of diarrhea? Holy.
No, rock.
Oh, a rock made of diarrhea.
Full of diarrhea,
Okay.
yeah.
This is actually what I want now. Have you ever seen some swords that it looks like a flaming sword, or people's interpretations of what a lightsaber would actually be? It's like plasma jetting out and like coming off in like a little bit of strings, but you can whip it around and cut people with it. I want that, but diarrhea.
Ew.
It smells so disgusting.
You would hate it yourself, too. You would be puking as you were wielding it. I know you would.
I'll wear the Dee Dee mech suit.
Of course.
But the cool thing about that is kind of like peacocking in battle where you want to look fierce. They'll smell your fierceness. Nicole is licking her lips by us just thinking of it, you sick puppy.
Ew, don't call me a puppy.
Yeah, no, I'm calling you a sick puppy.
Fuck?
I'm not like, come here, puppy. Ooh. This is the only dog I want. Because ladies is dogs and women's is bitches. But hotties is puppies. Because I shake them puppies.
Is your goal every episode to just see
Make you love me?
if I'll leave or not?
No. That was talking about Beyblade.
I never
Yeah, now
showed
it's
up.
chill.
You were on 2 episodes of Talking About Beyblade. Or I guess Bodie was, and then the Bricks Who Stole Ripsmith was.
Yeah.
I could have swore you were on the second one, and you did want to leave. You were like, I hate this show. Talking about Beyblade.
So how come that sword can cut through a rock, but Goku can like catch it with his hands?
Gaku. That's because
Gaku.
he's touching the sides of it.
Yeah, he didn't touch the sharp part.
He had blood coming down his hands. I saw that at one point.
I think the blood is because it was on his shoulders, and the blood was residuals from that because he was holding it near his shoulders.
Okay, Sentai fans are about to get mad at me because it was making me mad how I would see things getting cut in half by the sword, but then it would hit our friends, the Rangers, and they would just kind of get knocked over and a little bit of dust on them. Are the suits protecting them?
Yes, the suits are protecting them, but they were dodging out of the way and just getting blown by the wind generated from this big-ass sword. The demon winds.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. How dare I suggest otherwise?
Yeah, but they cut open a bunch of rocks, and then they're in the quarry that they love to hang out in, and the sword gets blasted away because it's so fucking gnarly. You see Gaku do a flip over Billion and take Billion's sword, then thwip his hand. The demon sword jet sets onto a mound of dirt, and our friend Manabu goes, oh, I'll take it because it's telling me that I'll finally be strong. After Billion says, take the sword, boy, it'll make you strong, which he's giving off such cool uncle energy.
Billiam was my favorite. The last time I was on this show, I thought Billiam was the best, and I thought he was the best here too. He was leading little Manubu to like the other people and saying, "There's the people you got to kill," and he was just being really cool about it, I thought.
But yeah, I used to be a cool uncle, and recently I feel like am failing my niece and nephew.
Christmas time, right around the corner. It's time for all uncles to step it up.
Yeah, but I also just don't want to go to Muskegon, so...
What you can do is you could put this episode on like on a flash drive and give that to them for Christmas. I think that's a great idea.
Regina's been very adamant of like, I don't want to be involved in your podcasting, James.
Smart.
I mean,
Smart.
That was 4 years ago. She's a completely different individual now. She's a teen hanging out with dirty kids.
Sure.
Tell her your podcast is on YouTube, and then she'll want to be on it.
Or TikTok. Nah, I think she's like a Bebo stan. So these fuckers get beaten by this kid. Gaku gets thwipped at. He falls down a ravine. And as his siblings are coming up, why not just, even if you can only get a little bit of it out, just start screaming what happened to Manabu and be like, hey, he got hit by a demon sword and it possessed him. Oh, you guys gotta help. Oh, it's fine if you hit him.
It's fine if you hit him.
Yeah, would you strike this child?
No.
What? Would you at least break his wrists?
No.
So he can't hold the sword.
Fuck.
Snap him in two.
He was about to go full Anakin on everybody. He was going to kill all those children, and you wouldn't like even hit him to stop him from killing children?
Yeah, this is the scene that I was talking about with modern lenses is super fucked up. They are on like a overpass looking down at a park, a walkway with a bunch of children, a bunch of families just playing, and Billion emerges from behind him and says, cut them all down. And then this kid goes to try and mass murder these people.
Yeah.
It's horror.
That's when you hit him, Nicole. That's when you hit the kid.
You tackle him.
Oh, yes. You tackle him and then you hit him.
Oh, you do it wrestling style. You tackle him and then
Put
you
him
just...
in a headlock.
Okay, well, yeah, you could also do that. But you get him on the ground like splurred out and then you just keep hitting his hands until he drops the sword.
Yeah.
Like you would do with someone with a crowbar or a sledgehammer. Sludgehammer, not sledgehammer. I want sludge coming from it.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Sludge judge.
Wow.
I didn't like the way that you couldn't reason with little Manubu. You couldn't talk to him. You couldn't get near him. Kind of reminded me a lot of my Republican friends. Am I right?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say kind of like my Republican daughter. That'd be funny if you're like, yeah, I'm really trying to get through to her, but she is not budging. Gaku says to Manabu, hey, cut it out and drop the sword, which is really giving stuffy dad energy.
Didn't it kind of work, though? Like, all he did was yell at him, and then he got through to him. Just raised his voice.
But he was using the true strength of kendo because you start seeing like little sparkles coming from his heart into Manabu's heart, and then Manabu cries, and that really... I guess the tears washed away the blood of the demon.
I just thought because, Gaku started talking loudly and yelling that got through to him. That's the message I took away. If you just like talk loud and yell at people, they'll snap out of it.
Nicole, you like step by step.
James, stop talking about your cum gutters.
Guys, man, I think I'm going to stop working out. There's no point in it.
Worked, Nicole, it worked. Holy shit, try something else.
Steve Barnes, I don't understand the whole sweet child of blank concept. I saw that Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Loved it.
I just don't get, what's your obsession with this sweet child of blank? It's branding. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Steve. Wow, this is the first time in a long time someone's frozen on us. Uh-oh. Maybe his battery died.
The lesson that I learned is get a child to do all the hard work for you.
Oh, absolutely. what would you do art-wise? What would you have children do for you if you could?
All of it.
Even the drawing?
Yep.
Oh, I think get them to package things, get them to cut other things out. It's like a crafts project.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, we'll do this, Aunt Nicole. Yeah, get your nieces and nephews and young cousins to do this.
I don't have any nieces.
Okay, young cousins to do it. Hey, Regina's your niece.
Touche.
Emily's your niece. We haven't met her ever.
Touche.
But someday, maybe that's what we should do. We should go to Halloween in Texas next year.
Why? Why for Halloween?
Oh, okay. Because they fucking love Halloween, my brother and sister.
Why wouldn't we all just like go to a Halloween place?
We're not made of fucking money, Nicole. That way we have a place
Says
to
the
stay.
person that was already trying to go to.
Yeah, but then I found out it was going to be $1,200 for us. The real moral of this story, I go by myself.
Wow.
Ooh, baby. Actually, it would still be the same amount of money because that $1,200 would be $600.
Right.
But I think us going to Texas, it'll be nice. We'll get some Tex-Mix.
What?
Yeah, Tex-Mix.
Which is?
Tex-Mex, I mean.
What is Tex-Mix?
Well, Tex-Mix is like Chex Mix, but it's Texas style. It's got beef jerky. It's got cactus. And it's served in a 10-gallon hat. But it has the other stuff. Nuts, raisins. But they're like big old raisins.
Neither of those is in Chex Mix.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it's Chex Mix, not Trail Mix. Okay, well, it has like those crunchy ones.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. And just that. It's crunchy.
And Texas toast.
Oh, no, it's the crunchy ones made from Texas toast because it's even bigger.
Yeah.
So it's that, cactus.
Cactus?
Yeah, I said cactus is in it. What else did I say?
Jerky.
Jerky is served in a 10-gallon hat.
I prefer mine served in a boot.
All right. Ooh, a cowboy boot.
Yeah. Or a saddle.
Oh, and it's served to you by Mike Judge.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here, baby.
Oh, he's back, baby.
Ooh, I don't think I'm on camera, though.
Nope.
All right, are y'all still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Well, guess what? I lost my record.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I have some advice for any aspiring podcasters out there.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead and guess.
Make sure your laptop is plugged in.
Make sure your laptop is plugged in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll die.
Yeah. I got it, Nicole. I was correct. Because I was like, that's never happened before. Oh, his battery might have just died.
Yeah.
The last thing we were talking about was you were saying that somebody was saying some negative stuff to me on Reddit, which I was really excited about because that's the first negative feedback we have gotten on our podcast.
Hell yeah.
So it made me happy. That's why I had to repost it.
But it wasn't even negative feedback on our podcast. It was just your branding.
Which I can't blame them, in all honesty. I kind of agree with them. So that's why it made me so happy. My first negative feedback, and it's just about the name. So that's great.
The mostly conversating brand, that's been doing well. Mostly, I guess, yeah, loving what like you talk about it. Mostly loving Lucha, mostly speaking Sentai, mostly babbling Bible Man, mostly speaking Spider-Man. That'll come out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, probably
mostly cobbling comic books. That'll be Nicole's podcast.
We have been talking about making a week or a monthly thing where we talk comic books.
I legitimately forgot.
Oh, okay, then maybe not. I thought Nicole was like, oh, James is busy. He'll come about it eventually.
I straight up forgot.
Okay, well, guys, eventually maybe. But I think in December, mostly Babylon Bible Man will be mostly what we're doing. You know, getting the reason of the season, Jesus Christ.
That's the original reason. That's the original podcast that you invited me on to like start our whole relationship off. And I still haven't been on a Bible Man yet.
We'll get you. We will get you, baby.
Get me. I wanted to say about comic books, though. You know, Nicole, you're a comic person. or not a you still work in a comic shop, correct?
Yeah.
So like, you know how obviously when there's a first issue or like a first appearance of a character, you know, that's where the big money is, you know, that's where like people collect those first appearances.
Sure. Yeah.
Sweet Child of Time, number 11, released on August 14th of this year, was the first appearance of a particular character in the Mostly Speaking universe, as a matter of fact. James and I were discussing some Wheel of Time, and he happens to mention, oh, there's some person on Twitch that follows Sean Marciniak, a Twitch user named R2Shelby2, and the only thing she knows about Wheel of Time is that she loves Matt. That, my friend, was the very first mention of R2Shelby2 in your universe. Go check it out. Sweet Child of Time, number 11.
Hell yeah. R2 loves, I will send her screenshots of when she is mentioned in conversation. And she said, I'm like a little cryptid. I was like, you're more like a folk hero. And she goes, oh, yeah, I love that for me. I was like, don't call yourself a cryptid. I guess the R2 Shelby 2 of it all, it's just R2D2, but with Shelby instead.
Yeah.
The very first R2 Shelby 2, like I said, that was recorded on April 7th. You and I having a conversation, Shelby comes up. I was like not sure if that was the first time that we had talked to Shelby. So I did my little history here on the Marshland Media Discord. The very next day, April 8th, a person comes on the Discord and says something along the lines of, I'm Shelby. I host a podcast called The Rom Complex, and I'm an absolute delight to be around.
Hell yeah. And if you want to hear more from Shelby, go over to Formulaic, a podcast in script writing. It's a good time.
Do it.
Yeah, that reminds me. The only reason you agreed to let me on the podcast today is a promise to only plug projects that included you. So I'm here to I won't plug anything.
Never
unless
said
it
that.
Involves you, James.
No.
Yeah. Oh, it was your producer that said that, I think.
You said, hey, can I come on because I want to make sure people know Sweet Child of Time is still going, which I do in the shout outs to you every single week, 4 times a week, pretty much. I'm saying that.
Nope. I wanted to come on and plug King Kaiser X. That's
Okay.
what I'm plugging today.
Which is
It's not that time yet. Shut up, Steve. It's not that time yet.
Also, it's the single that he remixed, not the EP, just plugging that out of nowhere. So
Why not? I like it.
yeah, that's a good one. Let's get back to Fiveman real quick. These fuckers, they're going after Billion now because Kid dropped the sword. Any comments on that, Nicole?
No.
After getting all dazzled with lights, and Billion says, that was our plan all along, which, Nicole, you were like, how convenient, the sword's at full power now. Which it didn't do any killing.
Yeah, he like barely. It's like, oh, okay, this sword doesn't need that much charge at all.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's like a vape pen. Doesn't need a lot of charge, but once it gets going, ooh, baby, thick puffs of smoke.
Okay.
Because it's blasting things.
What?
Clicking blinkies.
What?
You don't like to click blinkies on your douche flute?
Okay, I was like, I'm guessing these are vape terms, which I feel like this seems like you only know these terms because maybe South Park made fun of it.
More like Comedy Bang Bang.
Okay. So this sword goes over to Billion and he goes, I'm powerful now, the greatest swordsman to ever be. And then he turns into magical girls into Saber Billion. And the best way I can describe it is like a Saint Saberman. Is that what that cartoon's called? Maybe. Or Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon! Legend of Dragoon! Legend of Dragoon! Like that kind of armor. He looks badass. Or if a Zoid turned into human armor.
What the fuck is a Zoid?
You don't know what a
don't know
Zoid
either.
is? Oh, it was a modeling kit, but then it became an anime and then another anime and then more modeling kits.
Okay.
It was the
Oh,
only
yeah, that.
thing that our former roommate Brandon and his father could bond over was building Zoids together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like me and Caleb with Star Wars prequel memes. That's the only thing we got.
Damn. What do I have with my dad?
Trash shoots.
Oh, yeah, we love trash shoots.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you rather bleed or explode when you get hit by a sword?
Is my body exploding or just an explosion comes from my body?
It hurts.
But it just comes from my body.
Sure.
Is it sparks?
Yeah, it's the show.
So in this case, the sparks never affect other people. Like
No.
It's not like I'm raining my blood on you and now your
No,
eyes
it's like
are
a
burned.
sparkler.
I think the sparkler, yeah.
But it like hurts like a sparkler though.
So
Like it burns.
it's blood.
Yeah, instead of blood.
Okay, so sometimes like getting a little graphic here.
Don't.
When I use the restroom, it might spark out of my rear.
I specifically said when you get hit by a sword.
Oh, hit by a sword. Okay. What
Of course you had to fucking do this.
Well, I get hit by a sword back there
You
all
just
the time.
can't help it.
Or like if I've masturbated too much, my penis might spark a little bit. Because I'm hitting that sword
From the
nonstop.
friction.
Yeah.
I'll take the explosion because it'll cauterize the wound.
Mm-hmm. I'll rub my dick on a sword. It's so hot.
I tried to lead him away, Nicole, but he went right back to it again. So
My katana on a holy katana rubbing.
My last note is damn he pissed.
Who is?
Billion.
Oh, yeah, because he screams up in the sky. Steve, what does
Steve's favorite
he say?
part.
oh yeah, I will offer my life to the devil.
To beat the
that what he says?
Fivemen, yeah.
But we skipped the part where I think Gaku was reasoning with Billion to fight fair. Did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
Kind of like shouting to the wind, right?
I think it was to be like, hey, you're being possessed by this sword. This is not you. This will just, the sword is controlling you. You aren't doing this because you want to. You're losing your agency. So he's very honorable in that way.
Yeah, he is the sword's worst enemy because he can talk that sword out of anybody, I guess. If he can talk it out of Billion, then he can talk it out of anybody.
Oh, and you better believe he can talk his sword into my pants. Oh. I said I'll offer my life to the devil just for inner peace.
Just for fun.
Or a pack of cancer-free cigarettes.
Just for kicks.
I was going to say I thought that James had already offered his life to the devil at this point,
No, not officially.
but just unofficial.
It would be pretty cool if Willy Wonka got into the cigarette salesman business and did an everlasting cigarette, which that would be full of cancer, just riddled with it.
It would sell. It would absolutely sell.
Speaking of things that make you undeniably cool,
Yes.
demon swords.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sentient demon swords.
Guys, figure out what other things are undeniably cool on tomorrow's episode of Mostly Speaking Sentai After Dark, only available on patreon.com/MLMpod.
If that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, baby. What's the most convincing thing why did you join our Patreon, Steve? We need more people thinking like you.
He got CTE.
I liked your music and I liked your podcast and I wanted to support it. It's that simple. I mean, I don't have a good answer.
The missing factor here is anyone who is currently listening to this show but has never listened to my music, do it. Because, oh, baby, you're going to be $5 less richer.
Or you just need to befriend like thousands of people just individually.
Yeah, like parasocial does not work here. We need just social relationships. That will convert into $5 a month.
Yeah.
I'll be your friend.
You always talk about your $10 patrons. Can I say something real quick to all your $5 patrons real quick?
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, dang. He's heating on you.
They loved it.
I thought you were going to say, hey, the straight to Patreon stuff is really worth it.
Okay. I was a $5 patron for a while. It's true. I joined in. I was a $5 patron, and I was happy to be that. I was a $5 patron of Nicole as well. I got a little sticker in the mail from that one, though. But, being the $5 patron for you, I kind of felt like I wanted to join the party. I kind of felt like I wanted to be, I don't know. It's not necessarily that I wanted to hear my name, because you remember for a while I was a $10 patron, and then I dropped down because I was getting weird about hearing my name on your podcast. So I stopped doing the $10 patron, and then I came back to my senses, and I was like, well, I can just tell them to stop saying my name. But then I was like, no, say my name every time, James. I changed my mind a lot.
Yeah,
it's okay for you $5 patrons to change your mind. Jump up to $10.
No, we're trying to get people who aren't patrons to just be any sort of patron.
This is the free podcast. That's right. This is the free feed. What are you doing listening to the free feed? There's no commercials. There's no ads. There's no nothing. $5 is like the minimum tier you can join, guys. If you're a dollar patron, kick it up to $5. If you're a zero patron, $5. Come on, baby. Start somewhere. You know what? You always shout out your $5 patrons on like the first time that they become a patron. You always give them that initial bump. So if you want that, that's all it's going to have to cost you.
Yeah, people are like, wow, he does do that. I forgot because it's been so long since that's happened. Guys, we need more patrons if you want us to keep doing this. Or I'm going to have to find a job. Or if you need podcasts edited, baby, I'll do that for you guys, baby.
I got a podcast that needs editing.
Yeah, pay me.
Yes, sir. Here we go. I don't know. I like editing, and I know I need to start editing a new podcast pretty soon too. And I'm not thrilled about that, but yeah, it's worth the price, because this is like hours of time. I know James is worth it. Hey, actually, I have got you to engineer some music for me. It turned out fantastic. Not just podcasts, it's music too, y'all. What is this? An hour-long commercial? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Here's actually a quick tip to anyone out there. Just because you can edit an episode of Ranger Command Power Hour that's like a 2-hour, 15-minute thing, just because you can edit that in one sitting in one day doesn't mean you should, because then you got to edit other stuff and do a podcast right now. I'm surprised that I was this present during this show.
Congrats.
You were present?
I was, wasn't I? Cum gutters and whatnot.
Sure. Diarrhea.
That's when you snapped to life. When I started talking about cum gutters, you snapped up and your eyes lit up on those blue bloggers.
But when you start talking about hairy food, that's when I freaking snap in another way.
Whoa.
That was Nicole. Nicole said that.
Yeah, Nicole loves hairy
I didn't
food.
say hairy food.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You said, I want to eat the hairy food.
No.
Because you're Arnold. You're the governor.
I'm a football head.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, that Arnold.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Durango, Arnold. We're just meandering now, guys. Steve, thank you so much for being on the show. You got anything to plug?
Definitely. I wanted to plug that single I did with Mr. Marshland Monster. He's on the vocals. He is always nice to allow me to take his vocals and to put some music behind it. I did so for King Kaiser X and for Mouse Skellington. I released them both at the same time for whatever reason. But yeah, go check that out. That's Introvoid, Marshland Monster stuff. He's going to say something about Sweet Child of Time in a few minutes here, but I wanted to mention that I'm going to be starting a new podcast on that same Sweet Child of Time feed. It's going to be titled Sweet Child of 1899. I'm going to be watching and reviewing and recapping that new Netflix show, 1899. I've already been researching it. I have 5 pages of notes. After this record, I'm going to be recording with my new co-host. Don't get jealous, James, but I have a new co-host I'll be recording with starting tonight. We'll be doing this every week. So Sweet Child of Time will temporarily be Sweet Child of 1899.
Hey, if you have 5 pages of notes, I'm not jealous for that person. I pity them. Nicole, what you got to plug?
Visit darlinghomebody.com for all the stuff that I make. Follow me on social media at Darling Homebody and join the Darling Homebody Society to get a monthly sticker magnet.
Yeah, and hey, you heard it in the beginning, but just a reminder, December 1st, Darling Homebody Shopping Network. If you want the full details, rewind, you fuck. Unless it's after December 1st and you're like, we didn't hear that. It's a dynamic ad, you bitches. But hey, listen to my music under Marsh, Land, Monster. Check out those singles I've done with the lovely Introvoid. And a new one's coming out in December with Dragon Boy Suede and myself called Baltic State. It's a baffling concept. Once you hear it, you'll say, this I don't think was James's concept, because it wasn't. Howard sent it to me and I was like, what can I do to this song? It's baffling. So be on the lookout for that. But it's one of our best.
I feel like you should just say the concept and then it would get people to want to listen to it.
It's using an undetectable steroid for horses, and that undetectable steroid is our semen.
There you go.
I wanted to add that James sent me a copy of this maybe like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. And just to get my feedback on it, I was like, I love it. I do not understand anything of what y'all are talking about. What is this? So yeah, I think that I'm glad you explained it.
I don't know what it is. Howard sent it to me, and that's it. My guess is that was something he would sing in his apartment to himself, and then of just like Baltic State, and then was like, it's insane, truly baffling. But I liked my concept that I came up with, where my stuff, because I don't have sperm inside of me, how would that affect it? And then I become a shamble of myself, because that's a real thing I think of. It's very grift horse in that way, where I'm like, oh shit, I could sell my semen. I'm like, nope, I can't. I got the vasectomy.
But then you do it anyway. They don't know.
They do absolutely know, Nicole. They test it.
They don't know.
Oh my God. Hey guys, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. You get This Existed, Death from Above, a Sam and Max podcast, Mostly Speaking Sentai After Dark, where we're discussing Akiba Ranger. Very funny episode tomorrow. It's one of my favorite. Ooh, and you get those bleeps in there too. And Engage with Nicolas Cage, always a fun time. We're doing The Family Man this month, so be on the lookout for all of that. And $10 patrons get exclusive monthly content in the form of straight to Patreon. Very fun. We're talking about Beyblade in the form of the Beyblade movie. It's going to be fun. Joe will be here, and possibly one of his roommates, aka a Hit It and Crit It member. And then $10 patrons also get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, the Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-F-O, Kayla, a.k.a. Two Grapes, Jordan B, the Chaos Witch, my Bickle, my brother in common law, Joshua, Jakis, oh my God, it's our guest today, Steve Introvoid Barnes, my womb in which I emerged, Mommy, and finally, Lil Corey's BFF and best friend Shane. Also, real quick, Height of Horror, new podcast, first episode just dropped. Just search The Height of Horror. It's good, with Presley Bracken, former guest. My name's James.
I'm Nicole.
It was Steve.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai. Bye-bye. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah.